Becoming famous is a lot easier than it was 20 and 30 years ago. And I've seen some behind the scene things where a lot of talented people aren't getting to that level where most people are. And I'm going to give you these four things from behind the scenes that I've discovered that has taken people to superstar status, millionaires. And it's been from a lot of questioning from either their manager asking them specifically, whether it's a business person, a celebrity, a politician. And the fourth one is going to be one of the best. And some of these things you might know and not think that you are being more aggressive, but this is the style I'm going to use. And for those that don't know, my name is Tenji Collin. I've been in the entertainment business, politics, sports, all this thing for a while. I work with TMZ, been from producer to bureau chief of Washington. So, even been a paparazzi in New York. So I understand the behind the scenes, what celebrities go through, what high profile people go through. And one thing in the beginning, and number one, I start with number one, the being able to be bold out there. And the thing about being bold, it's not just your talent, it's going up to different people and pushing and explaining how good you are at your craft. So if you're selling a product or a service, you got to let people know. So many times people won't say what they do because they don't want to seem like they're being shallow or they're like, being aggressive and not exposing to other people, because sometimes people put you and point you in the right direction. So if you're someone who's like a silent, a gifted singer, or just someone who understands how to create money for other people, whether you're a coach or whether you have a product or service, you have to be able to be bold enough to say it in a lot of places. And most people think that when you go out and, let's just say, for instance, you're trying to network at these different events, you're not doing it right. And this is what number two does, where I see a lot of the talented ones, they go and do it. And when I say the ones that get to the next level, I'm speaking about become superstars. And you can say, well, this is an average singer, or they're not even gifted enough, because I know 10, 15, 20 more people that are better than them as an actor, as a politician. But the thing that they do, and when they go to networking events, they specifically map out exactly who they want to talk to, doing the things in a way where, like, being specific about questions they're going to ask, or trying to figure out who is their competitors and how have they gotten to the level. And this is where nowadays, where, like, if I'm a business and I want to go and find out what my competitor is doing, what type of ads they're running, you have all these different softwares. You're seeing people ads. You can go in Facebook ads library and pull up someone's account and go across exactly what they do, how are they capturing attention. And these are the things where, if you're someone in specific, you're a business owner and you want to get more exposure. This is where now, with social media and understanding the digital format, you have to put yourself out there. No more being that silent person that's a superstar, a silent superstar. Those don't work anymore. You have to be someone who's not is willing to say certain things and get in there and go into these events and networking, but being specific who you're going to target, who you're going to ask things to, and why. And when it comes to meeting the right people in fame, especially with famous people, you're always going to have that person who stops it. So this is number three. When you're getting directed, or someone stops you and puts you in a position where this person's they can't meet you right now, or they can't speak to you, it's always a buffer and in between person. The thing about that, most high profile people, they hire them, whether it's an assistant, whether it's somebody from the event, but all you have to do is get their attention. How do you get their attention? You make that eye contact, and you be specific with a question that you want to gather, not small talk right away, and not the ones that's going to be like, oh, I watched your last movie, or I know something like. No, be specific, that's going to jump out to them and get their attention. And then when that buffer comes in and tries to say, oh, they're busy right now, can they get back to you later, or whatever it is, right? This is the number one thing I've done, and I've seen so many people, whether it's an autograph purchase, stuff like this. You ask that individual, a high profile person, whether it's a celebrity, an athlete, a politician, musician, whatever it is, you go, who works for who? that will stop them in their tracks. I promise you. It will stop them in their tracks because, you got to remember, whether it's a CEO, whoever it is, they're the boss. You have to sometimes remind them, even though they pay that person to be that buffer and that in between, once you say, and I say it again, who works for who, Mr., Mrs., superstar, that gets their attention and they will stop and listen to you for a second. And you have to have not just that pitch, you have to have something that they're going to remember you, because remember, they meet and talk to so many people throughout the year, throughout the day. They don't remember faces, they remember situations. They remember something that you told them that's either personal about yourself or about them that they remember. And doing your work, right? You want to be able to be memorable, but you want to do something that's going to help you as well. Not just saying something that's specific about them or your organization or whatever. How can you meet them? How can you get them to participate in something? And this is what helps most average people who are trying to climb that ladder of success. You'll sit back there and people will tell you to work hard and grind and do all that stuff. I know a lot of people that work hard and grind and do all that stuff, and they don't get to that level. And the reason why they don't get that level, first of all, like I said earlier, number one, they're not bold enough. And when you're not bold enough, it won't get you to that level because you won't get in the right rooms. And in order to get in the right rooms and do all these things, you have to put yourself in a position. And how do you put yourself in those positions? You have to understand not just networking at those events, not going to all these places, not meeting the right ones. It's saying something specific that's going to stand out, that's going to capture their attention. And once you capture their attention, you have to hold them. And once you hold them for a conversation, or they're, inquiring about what you do or what do you want, now for the last thing, for number four, and this is the gold of everything when it comes to how do I get my situation in front of them and get them to help me or get them to notice me, that they can refer me to someone else, right? Number four, and if you cannot get into that main person who you want to talk to or get in front of, whether it's a company, whether it's a CEO, or whether it's a celebrity or politician, right? You have to figure out who is their second person that they makes the decisions, because a lot of times there are gatekeepers, but the gatekeepers are easy to get to if you know how. And a gatekeeper, a good one, they sniff out BS, right? So you have to come with something that's realistic, that's also going to help their client, their friend, their person, their staff, or whoever it is. You have to figure out, how do I get in their good graces? Now, I'm talking about following them on social media, knowing things about them, knowing what they need help with as well. You can't always go in there just thinking, I'm talented enough, they need me, right? That doesn't work, right? What I had a client once do, and this will always work: when someone wants to work for somebody else or do something, don't ask them. Go and do it. If somebody has a social media following and you see something like you're someone who can you create content and you do videos, you're an editor, stuff like that, you don't have to ask them. You don't have to pitch to go and do something. Do something first, make content for them, or make a proposal for them, write a book, do all these different things for them, and then present it. And they'd be like, damn, you did all this for free and it's good. This gives them that opportunity. There's many times where I see fans and they're artists and they draw something specific for a musician or athlete or something like that, and they just present them. They don't call them up and ask them, hey, can I do this for you and will you pay me afterwards? No, you get it done, and afterwards then they see that your work and how good you are. They'll look you up online, they'll refer you to other people, they'll do these different things. And this is how you get in their good graces, and this is how you'll start seeing your talent. Because remember, I said it's not the most talented person that gets to that next level. The best known beats best all the time, and it's a fact. If you're known and you get into the places where people understand what you do, this is what takes you to that famous superstar level of your talent, that's gonna exuberate to other people and other businesses and get you clients and get you speaking engagement, all the things that you're searching for. And when you do this and then you get in front of the right person and you have that opportunity and you're bold enough to say something to them to get you, whether you have a product or service, you want help from them or you want to work for them or do something, right? If they don't have it, if they don't have the chance, they say, right now I'm busy, I'm not doing this, XYZ or whatever. You leave that place and you ask them, is there anybody else that you may know I should meet? Sometimes they can refer you. They can say, use my name and I'll refer you to this person, stuff like that. Or here's the one they always ask you, do you have a business card? Right? Don't go for that. No, no, you don't have a business card, right? What you can do is you can go right in front of them right there, go on your social media and try to send it to them. Whether it's make them follow you right in front, say, hey, I'm following you, and look, can you just follow me right back? You do that versus you handing them that business card, whether you have it or not, they will frisbee it. They will throw it away. You will never be known again. You will never meet them again. You will never get any production or any situation out of that opportunity. So this is something that I'll figure out these four things, being bold, learning how to speak to, find out that second person, that assistant, these different things will help you in your journey to just not being successful, but becoming more famous. And becoming more famous is becomes more opportunities, allows you to, showcase your talent and earn money. This is a business. This is something, getting in front of the right people is what counts. And if you can follow me, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be going over a lot of different things, the journeys, the things that I've seen that I continuously see, the little just hacks, how to get in front of the right people, how to get on different podcasts, different TV shows, get people to do a story about you, what a lot of the networks look for, how crisis management works. If you're a star, how to become discovered. So thank you for checking the video out. And if you followed this far, look, hit in the descriptions below. I'm doing some things and, we could just reach out and connect. See you.